Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back yet again for another tank review. This time we'll be taking a look at the Tier 8 Chinese medium tank, the Type 59 Patton. So this is literally a Type 59 with a uh, nerfed slash stock Tier 10 Patton turret. So before it got all those buffs to the frontal armor. So you don't have the best turret armor, but it's pretty solid all around. It's surprisingly bouncy. Um, like really surprisingly bouncy. The tank feels very meh to me, but we shall see. This is yet another of Wargaming's brilliant crate tanks. Do have to say that I only had one crate for this vehicle, so I spent 2,000 gold, I think, total on it. Full equipment. I'm gonna go ahead and show how it is with the base equipment. Then take a look how I have mine set up, and then we'll take a bit of a look at the armor, and then some ace taker gameplay. So let's get into it. First off, your hit points, 1400 hit points. This is right in the middle of the pack in terms of medium tanks at tier 8. View range, definitely on the low side, 264 meters base view range is definitely on the low side. It's not the it's doesn't have the best vision despite the fact that it has a rather impressive cupola. DPM's pretty decent, 2071 base without a rammer. Penetration's lackluster, 180 pen, 225 alpha, so right in the middle of the pack. Uh, Shell velocity is definitely on the low side. You definitely notice that this thing has slow shell velocity. If you do take a look at heat, your pen is now a awesome 268 millimeters. I think it's only beat up by the STA, which has 270 millimeters heat pen. Um, Damage, of course, is 190. Your shell velocity actually goes up to 1143, but it's still not spectacular, so be aware of that. 90 millimeter gun. Base rate of fire is 9.2, so you're going to have a 6.5 second reload, which is pretty good. Aim time's not spectacular at 2.08, but your dispersion is pretty good at 0.31. Your dispersions when moving and everything are excellent, so you do have those American crew dispersions, so that's that's pretty good. When rotating the turret, it's not great. Gun depression, you have an awesome 10 degrees of gun depression, like really, really, really good gun depression as you would expect from something with the Patton turrets. Um, Turret traverse is not great. I've noticed a couple of times when I've had issues of getting my gun back on target after CODing an enemy tank. You're not a spectacularly heavy tank. You do have decent forward speed, really good backward speed. 20 kilometers makes you really able to poke over those ridges and back off fairly effectively. Power to weight is pretty good on hard, not great on medium, and not great on soft, near the middle to the end of the pack. Traverse speed is definitely on the lower end of what you'd expect. I think I'm going to switch up my equipment from the engine accelerator to the traverse, but I currently have calibrated shells to get that better base pen. This also means that your heat shells will go up to 295 pen. Um, Running the defense, no, improved modules, optics, enhanced gun landing drive, vertical stabilizers. I am running the improved assembly, then engine accelerator currently, repair, and high-end consumables. For some reason, my vehicle came with all the equipment unlocked, but from what I can tell, that's not how it's supposed to be. So, don't know what that is, but not going to complain about it. I didn't spend any gold or anything else on it, so I have no idea. Um, but yeah, after all of your equipment, DPM still going to be the same, still kind of meh. Your aim time is going to be better at 1.8 seconds. Dispersions are all going to be better, obviously. Gun depression is going to be the same. Power to weight is going to be better. So, just kind of tunes it. The tank just felt very meh to me. As I played it, it just felt like a Pershing with better hull armor. I think, and honestly, the best thing about it is the amount of bounces that I got. Speaking of bounces, we're going to take a look at the armor model. So since this thing has the Type 59 hull, you have 100 millimeters of frontal hull armor all over. So that means your upper plate pretty much unangled. You're going to be at about 175 to 180 millimeters. So not great, but you will bounce and prove a challenge to some of the tier 7s. Lower plates, honestly, is really good. turret, you have 177 at the front. Your cheeks are somewhat weak to anything with 230 pen or so. So if anybody dubs that 2 key, they're gonna contest your turret really obviously. Your cupola is a huge glaring shoot me here sign. However, it doesn't feel as bad as the Chieftain T95s simply because it isn't able to be HE'd as easily. I did have in the ISU with calibrated shells pen the front of my turret on a different match. Obviously, your sides, you're going to be sitting here with 80 millimeters of armor, so you can side scrape with this thing. Just be aware that there is a bit of armor on your lower part of your whole side that can be overmatched. And you also have your turret ring that is very weak. Gun depression, 10 degrees. Yeah, good luck. 270 on the upper plate. Turret's 250 or so. Your mantlet's going to be solid no matter what. Again, if you're using the gun depression, moving back and forth, this is best played at pretty much mid to long range. Your gun handling is good enough that you're able to snap in those shots. Shell velocity does let it down a lot, but you have pretty decent mobility, pretty decent pen. It's a very meh tank. It clicks sometimes, other times it doesn't. It really likes to be played in platoons. I think I had a 80% win rate with it in a platoon. The other times when we lost was just because potato teams, but again, side scraping on this vehicle is surprisingly good. If you can get any sort of hold down or gun depression, your upper hole is going to be very nice. Gotten some really troll bounces when I'm on the side of a tank, kind of wiggling back and forth. They aim for the cupola, they miss it, they hit your turret. But again, if you're facing any tank that's using just regular ammo with 200 or less millimeters armor or pen, your armor is going to be very robust, and that's the thing that stood out the most to me is the number of bounces that I got, especially compared to something like a Pershing or a Super Pershing. For some reason, this thing just seems to be more resilient than the Super Pershing. I mean, it does have a larger cupola, but it's not as unreliable as the Super Pershing. The Super Pershing, yeah, your upper hole is theoretically spaced armor, but if anybody dabs that 2 key, they're usually going to have enough pen to contest it. So I just felt that the Super Version is very unreliable, especially if you're brawling. This thing has a lot of troll, somewhat thick armor. So if you get that angle on your side where you still have like 200 or so millimeters of armor, bait them to shooting in the side, you can side scrape like a Type 59. So pretty much it's a fusion between the playstyles of a Pershing and a Type 59. So obviously, pretty much American turret on a Type 59 hull. I like it, but it's very meh. We're going to get into the gameplay here. This will be on Rockfield. That'll kick off right in a sec. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again today. This time we will be taking a look at the gameplay after we just did the stats rundown. Like I said, this is my replay of the 59 Patton on Rockfield. I am platooned with the original Fields. I think his name's now is Fields OG Man, or he used to be Fields Badman, one of my moderators for my streams. Gonna try doing that, I think, probably Monday or Tuesday night. I was typing here, ran into a rock, decided that it would probably be a good idea to get into a little bit better cover before typing, responding to his question on whether or not I was recording video stuff. Again, this is 59 Patton. 10 degrees of gun depression is really nice, means that I can work this ridge line. I saw a couple of tanks over here. Spot up the ISU over there. I feather the target a little bit just to see if I can light some stuff up. I get spotted. I'm just moving back and forth, trying to make sure that my cupola isn't obvious and really easy to shoot. Fluff my shot there into the ground. But yeah, the tank just feels very meh. Like, it's not excellent. It doesn't feel like the Chieftain to me. Get a really nice bounce there off of the ISU with that penning gun. 640 alpha, 286 pen, so this tank bounces a surprising amount. That, however, is not going to be the last bounce that I get today. Miss yet another shot there, which is awesome. Marksmanship, get tracked up here on the top of the hill, which if those tank destroyers were still in position, I could have gotten really smacked there. Put my first shot of the match into one of the enemy ISUs, pop back up. They have a couple of tank destroyers, so I was a little bit worried about those. A mod 1 pops up on our flank, and I really want to deal with him first so that I can not have threats on multiple axes and not worried about getting shot in the side. Like I said, this tank has fairly strong frontal armor. A load heat, try going through his mantlet. Unfortunately, I hit his gun, so that did bounce. Do bounce his return shot, however. Looking for a shot on one of the enemy tank destroyers over there, decided that it would not be a good idea to show my side of my turret to him. So I do put one into the side of his tank. In this match, I am running calibrated shells, so keep that in mind. Trying to designate a target. Unfortunately, it only designates it if we are on actually seeing it. Bounce shot off the top of his roof there. Waited a little bit too long to go for the shot, but I just want to make sure I was aimed in. A little bit rusty playing World Tank Splits. At this point, I saw there were tanks on both sides of me. I was really worried about getting shot a ton, so I decided that I'm going to try to sneak by. Hope that I can out-traverse the Jagdtiger 8.81, and then I take a huge HE shot. I'm very lucky that didn't roll higher. Damaged my turret. Like I said, the sides and rear of this turret is not very strong, so again, I'm rather lucky that was a low rolling HE shot. However, I was able to put in 2 shots on the move, so as you can see, this thing can do fairly well shooting on the move. It's comfortable, gun stats. DPM's not spectacular, alpha's not spectacular. Just trying to put a speculative shot into there. Another one of the ISUs comes out, takes a big hit from our IS-6 who decided to go flanking. My platoon mate takes exception to that. ISU stops where I can get a shot, so I get a kill, reducing it from a 3 versus 4 to a 3 versus 3. However, they do have the hit point advantage here with a full health T-32 and a mostly full health Jagdtiger 8.8. Their other ISU is a one-shot. However, I am a potential one-shot for the ISU. Put one to his side, leaving him on about a 50 to 75 hit points. At this point, I'm just trying to put as much damage out and hope that maybe my IS-6, who decided to be a potato and flank around, can get a kill. My platoon mate, again, getting a little bit salty at this IS-6. Jagdtiger 8.8 is pushing hard into me. I'm just trying to think about getting a kill on the ISU. Track that guy, move his gun offline, swing around him, bait the shot from the ISU, put one into the side of the Jagdtiger 8.8 while I'm waiting. Make sure I'm still on the side of the Jagdtiger 8.8, finish off the ISU, get to the side of this guy, trying to just put out as much damage as I can here. I honestly did not think it was going to be a win. Get a little bit stuck here, managed to somehow farm a bounce off the back of my tank there. Bounced off the rear of the Jagdtiger 8.8, and then I have more stuff to deal with. I'm stuck. I don't want to get shot, so I slip down the slope yet again. No idea how I'm still alive here. I should be dead several times over, but I'm around the side of the Jagdtiger 8.8, putting damage into him. My IS-6 bounces his shot off the front. Luckily, I'm able to get the kill on him. I'm just trying to utilize this guy's hit points. I'm fairly certain that this T-32 doesn't have the greatest amount of skill, so I'm going to hope that I can leverage the IS-6 to put as much damage out and have him put as much damage out. One into his rear. At this point, I had the rear engine deck. I decided to put one in the rear of his turret, just so I don't get any weird bounces. I'm still fairly paranoid about losing this match. Go for the tracking shot, just to make sure this guy's dead. 3, 2, 1. The two tanks kill each other. We get the win. 3 kills. I don't get my top gun, unfortunately. However, that was honestly one of the most clutch games that I've done in a long time. So as you guys can see here, I did 3.5k, sorry. 3 kills, 240 assistance, made a lot of credits, and this was my ace tanker in this tank. Hold down, this tank excels. It's surprisingly good dogfighting, especially versus other mediums. If you're top tier, you can be fairly confident about bouncing Russian medium tanks. Again, to me, the most exceptional thing about this is how many bounces I got out of the 20 matches that I've played, 15 to 20 matches. Surprisingly bouncy. That's what I gotta say. Everything else is kind of meh. Since it is a crate tank, not gonna recommend it, unfortunately. If it was being offered for sale, 20 bucks, 25, maybe 30 if it came with a good bundle would be a reasonable price for this. I rank it about the same, higher than the T44 100. roughly equal to the Type 59. I think the 59 is better just because it has that alpha and that fits my playstyle better. But this thing has a wonderful gun depression. Cupola has a weakness. Traverse there was not great, but the pen's alright. Better than Russian uh, Tier 8 premiums. But as a crate tank, I got mine with one crate, as I said earlier, but I don't know if I can fully recommend uh, this vehicle since it is a crate tank. That's something that you guys are going to have to evaluate. I'm not spending any more money for crates, so I just bought one crate and got this vehicle along with 500 gold and a couple of boosters. Speaking of boosters, who else is extremely excited that the much loathed 3.8 timers and spare parts are being removed in 5.0, so that's going to be really nice. A couple tanks that I really like are getting buffed as well, so yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of this vehicle. Let me know how much you guys hate the crate system. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Like I said, I'm going to be live streaming here, hopefully, but real life's probably going to get in the way. Subscriber replays, I'll link email down below. Send me your replays. Have a couple of subscriber replays, including an extremely exciting replay from Shade Slayer 274 in his Tier 9 Batchet with the 90mm. So, hope you guys enjoy, and leave a like, subscribe, and share with your friends.